champion, Bryson DeChambeau!
Gosh, I'm trying to hold it in right now. The support's been overwhelming.
Tickets for Nashville this week are nearly sold out. We are calling this the Bryson effect.
Won the Saudi Open on the Asian Tour in April, and he won the International Series event in Macau in March, beating David Puig in a playoff. Here's a man with 9 career wins, 3 of them on the DP World Tour. 33 years of age from Sacramento, and he is making the most of his chance.
Remember, John Catlin playing as a reserve for Charles Howell III, who's injured. If he were to go on to win this, he gets those points. That would move him right at the top 24 number. Move him at 20th currently.
Yeah, another beautiful shot. These guys make this look so easy.
Having a day. The Englishman 6 under par. He shares the lead with Abraham Ancer for the time being, at least. Now this is Abraham Ancer to stay at 7 under and in all likelihood have the overnight lead, and that is wonderfully done. Abe Ancer with a 64.
This is what Live Golf's about, man. I had a vision of this 2-3 years ago, seeing what the potential could be, and this is just the start. I mean, with how much support we have out here, and it's just the start, that's a testament to what Live Golf is and what the Crushers are doing, what our team's doing, and what we're trying to do for Nashville and places all across the globe. So super excited for the future of Live.
Game time decisions. We are live on SportsGrid on a Monday night where we have Game 7 action. Kevin Walsh with you here, as it could have been a beautiful scene where we were coming off of Game 7 in the NBA Finals. Instead, a week ago, we ended that with the Boston Celtics, who were up 3-0, closed out the Dallas Mavericks in 5. The Florida Panthers were up 3-0, and here we are, even Stevens. It's 3-3, heading back to Florida. We're going to go through the game tonight, some best bets, how we got here, what's on the line. But before we do that, it is not the only championship up for grabs. College World Series, Game Time decisions, some have said, has become the place to go for college baseball sizzles, and we have one more for you. Let's get over the 10. Minus 125 juice. Don't mind laying it. This is 10.5 elsewhere. I'll take a push. 6-4. What if it is? It won't be. This game's going to have a lot of runs in it. It just feels that way. I don't know if either team, specifically Tennessee, has had their big breakout offensive performance. I think the Vols have a real chance to touch this number on their own. This series started with an over and an A&M outright. Yesterday, Tennessee got the job done in an under. Bounce back offense, College World Series. Let's make it happen here with an SEC champion on the way. We take this into your Stanley Cup final. We'll, of course, get to Major League Baseball as well as your Copa America action. A little recap of what happened at the Euros today. But the path to Game 7, 3-0, 4-1, 4-2. Edmonton was dominant. The 8-1 victory, Florida was dominant, and then the 8-1 victory for Edmonton, I think in some part truly due to the Mavericks winning by a historic amount in the NBA Finals. At no point did this score make anyone panicked. Florida, like the Celtics, didn't care. They'll go home. They'll finish this out. Something that I was invested in. Florida, 3 Florida bets for this series. 2+ goals in every game, minus 2.5, minus 1.5. And we just lost one after another. We're here in Game 7, and it's all dead. Unless you care about Bouchard and Verhaeghe Conn Smythe tickets, which absolutely have no chance. So now I can kind of go anywhere I'd like. We could ride the wave on the Edmonton Oilers. We could have the Florida Panthers preventing what would be an all-time collapse. And make no bones about it, it would be an all-time collapse. Only the second time in the history of the Stanley Cup playoffs would a 3-0 lead be blown in the Stanley Cup final. Last time was the first time, 1942. Little history lesson for you there. In case you don't know the 2024 trends around these teams, the Panthers had 2 losing streaks of 4 games. So we have seen them drop 4 straight. Obviously, it's different. It's a regular season. It's not the same team, but it has happened. Edmonton started this year with losing 10 of their first 12 games, made some moves, and what followed were only 2 streaks of 3+ losses in the regular season. A 3-game losing streak is how this all started off. And in the regular season, the follow-up to those losing streaks, 8 consecutive wins, 16 consecutive wins. So again, Edmonton, you want a best bet if they win this game tonight, whoever they're playing, game 1 next year, we like Oilers money line. This is a fascinating spot, a 5.5 total that is continuously getting bet under. Some are looking for the flat 5 over, thinking 3-2 they can push, maybe an empty netter 4-1 type of situation, but it really does feel like over 5 backers are betting the push more than the victory. If I'm playing this money line, and I still haven't placed the bet yet, it is on Florida. The Panthers, to me, are still the better group, and losing a 4th straight game is a hard sell. I know it comes down to this one instance, but that context cannot be lost on the bettor. Is you are not betting Edmonton to just win a standalone game. You are betting on history. And you are betting on Edmonton beating Florida for the 4th straight time on the road when I don't think many, if any, think they are the better team. Think back to, and I'm going to use my NBA comparisons, last postseason, where the Boston Celtics, a gigantic favorite over the Miami Heat in the Eastern Conference Finals, were down 3-0 and forced a Game 7. Boston was a favorite. Boston was at home. Boston was the pre-series favorite. They still couldn't get the job done. It's why these 3-0 comebacks are so rare. It is such a difficult thing to do. Can Florida prevent it? I lean towards the yes. People will be looking to get involved with your anytime goal scorers tonight. Connor McDavid, not the not the top choice. That's Zach Hyman, Sam Reinhart, Leon Draisaitl are the 4 skaters out there underneath that 2-1 barrier. I was talking with someone before we got going saying I'm tempted by Leon. Hasn't scored yet in this series. They're like, yeah, but he's kind of burned you, I feel, during this entire series. Not wrong. Not wrong. But hey, what if the stove's cold? Got to get it. Might have to touch it just one last time. You've got Tkachuk, Verhaeghe, Barkov, who's a very important name down here in the plus 300 window because the Conn Smythe Trophy is almost as big a talking point in this series as who actually wins it overall. Connor McDavid's minus 3,500 number on FanDuel says that this is done. And that is a completely inarguable truth if Edmonton wins the series. McDavid doesn't have to do anything. A 1-0 win where Stuart Skinner has 40 saves, nobody would be wild enough to give Skinner the vote. He should have shorter odds than Tkachuk, but again, it's not going to happen at 280-1. So again, it's McDavid's. If their minus 110 money line comes in, but if they lose, McDavid looks for some history in his own right, becoming one of very few players to have ever won the Conn Smythe in a loss. If they lose, I think Connor McDavid will still need to cash some of these numbers. Perhaps the 3+ points at plus 285. Maybe the more simple minus 113 for 2+ points on McDavid. I do not think he needs to get you 2 goals here, 10-1, in order to win it. He doesn't have to be phenomenal. But what if these are all losing bets? And McDavid closes this series, which would be consecutive games without a point. Didn't have a point in Game 6. Overall, that team stepped up. What if McDavid in a loss is pointless? Well, could Barkov steal it? I think it's possible. And if you look at the Barkov numbers tonight, he's going to have to hit some alt numbers, though, all in all. I don't think you get yourselves a 2-1 result where Barkov does a whole bunch of nothing and they then give it to Barkov. He's going to have to get maybe a goal plus 310, maybe 2 points plus 330. I think that could very well be your floor. How about 3 points, 11-1? That has better odds than the Conn Smythe itself. If you believe it's going to take 3 points, just play that. Don't worry about anything else. What about Bobrovsky? He's been awful. He doesn't deserve the mention, but voters at times can't be trusted. And Bobrovsky here for the alt markets. These are all in regulation on FanDuel. What about a 40-save night, 20-1? Significantly cheaper than his 100-1 to win the Conn Smythe. That's a shutout on the board. It would be the second of the series. I do think Bobrovsky's the best bet tonight, over 24.5 saves at minus 115. We're talking baseball next.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
It's going to be remembered. It will be a lasting image from the 2024 United States Open, just like Bryson DeChambeau's 55-yard bunker shot.
We love big-time winners. Like, you win a championship, we want to hear from you. You get the stage. Sometimes it's emotional. It's a great watch. We know we also love the losers who said, you know what, I just can't believe I folded down the stretch. Let me face the music here. You sort of get a new light there.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Back right here. We've set the stage, and we are locked in. Stanley Cup final. Bobrovsky over the 24.5 saves. Minus 115 juice. Just quickly to emphasize that, because some might say, wait a minute, I can get 23.5 over on FanDuel, or I could even get that 24.5, and I can get it at better juice. I'm going to talk to Dave Sharapan about this a little bit later on in the show. See if perhaps he could find some insight, some clarity. But what I think you have, for whatever reason, is FanDuel just protecting themselves, where DraftKings is just pricing things like normal. What am I talking about here? Well, all of the FanDuel lines say 60-minute alt saves. And it's very clear that would then indicate overtime saves would not be graded, which is not even remotely a common thing in prop betting. I am sure every one of you watching this show who has bet a player prop at one point or another prayed a game would get to overtime. In fact, if this game here tonight gets to overtime, right, you'll say, all right, at least I've got a chance at my anytime goal scorer and initial point. Well, over on DK, there is no determination that I could possibly find that suggests the Bobrovsky over 24.5 would not include overtime saves. Am I predicting tonight's game gets to overtime? No, I'm not. But would I, instead of going 25 plus at even money, give you minus 115 and get all of overtime in my pocket? Yeah, I would. Of course I would. And that's what I'm going to do here for Bobrovsky. Let's talk some Major League Baseball. So I'm situated on this board. However, I've not finalized a play of the day. As per lineup merchant KW, is unsatisfied until I get the lineup tonight from the San Diego Padres. The Padres lineup is the ideal scenario going against Patrick Corbin, who it's really a mystery that he is still starting games for any team that even remotely has interest in winning games. The Nationals are a game under 500. I know they're not trying to win a World Series, but it's a bit ridiculous. Patrick Corbin allows a plus 300 batting average to both sides of the dish. He's atrocious. Jurickson Profar could very well be our man tonight. I want to see where things line up. There are some interesting potential items, including Logan Hope. When you look at that Angels game up against the Athletics, that's late night. That lineup has come out, and we do have right now batting in the 5 spot there, Logan O'Hope. So that very well could be a sizzle situation. Maybe, unlikely, Alec Boehm for an RBI could be a play of the day. It's even at the moment I haven't played it because I'd like to know what kind of trust we have. That's a 640 game. Game number 1 today is 635. It's the Baltimore Orioles, and give me the O's on the money line here. I played them at minus 120. You can do better, dropping minus 116s, minus 112s out there in the market. Kind of a starting point here is Tanner Beebe against Cade Pavic. I wouldn't necessarily tell you that the Guardians have a pitching advantage here. Pavic doesn't have a monstrous sample size, but it's one blow-up spot that would indicate, some struggles. He has since been better. Baltimore sure could need it after that Yankees series, as talked about over the weekend, took juice out of them, plus a great performance in a series against Philadelphia. Hey, guess what was before that? The A's, a sweep of the Rays. This team's been playing some very tough and important big-time series. So the Astros caught them. They did. Give Houston credit. But now a 25-14 Orioles team returns home, and we're getting this price. And again, what is, to me, I actually prefer Pavic, but at worst, an even pitching matchup, I like Baltimore. It's a favorites day for me all in all. I like Atlanta. Schwellenbach goes here for the Braves. He's a better pitcher than Lance Lynn. It is about as simple as that. Now, the home field advantage certainly does belong to the St. Louis Cardinals, and the Atlanta Braves' struggles on the road are there at 500. That is below their standard. But listen, everyone reads spots differently. To me, Baltimore's victory in the Bronx could take a bit out of them, where I feel Atlanta is starting to turn the corner some. They had a 5-game losing streak that, for this team, again, was kind of on the heels of more and more injuries and maybe sent some panic buttons through that room. Well, they then bounced back against Tampa. They swept Detroit, took 2 out of the 3 against the Yankees, and I think the Braves are right now a bet-on team. And that's exactly what I'm going to do at, once again, a minus 120 price here as Schwellenbach gets the ball against Lance Lynn. The next money line is one that I am standing 10 toes down on, and if I don't love the lineups, it will become my play of the day. It is a Los Angeles Dodgers money line at minus 125. Let me tell you this right now. If you are betting the White Sox, you better go grab some Garrett Crochet AL MVP. I mean, AL Cy Young. I don't know, maybe AL MVP, though, quite frankly. This is the number for the Dodgers, who are booked as the best team in baseball, against the White Sox, the worst team in baseball. And again, I'm sure many out there will say, oh, look at him. He doesn't know about Garrett Crochet. Oh, look at him. He thinks James Paxton's good. Here's what I'll tell you. 16 Crochet starts. The White Sox are a threatening 7-9. 13 James Paxton starts. The Dodgers are 10-3. You know why that's the case? Because one of the teams is the Dodgers and the other team is the White Sox. What are we talking about here? Make me think a little bit. Make me hesitate a little bit. I'm sure overnight backers were getting at least semi-enticing numbers on Chicago. But quite frankly, I might sign a decade contract with the books. I will bet the Dodgers money line at minus 125 or better for the next 10 years. In every game they play against the Chicago White Sox, I'll beat the number. I'll be getting the best of it. We're also going under in the Royals-Marlins game there. I know Munoz is terrible. I don't know if the Royals take advantage, and Reagans should shove. We'll be right back with you here on SportsGrid.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
It's going to be remembered. It will be a lasting image from the 2024 United States Open, just like Bryson DeChambeau's 55-yard bunker shot.
We love big-time winners. Like, you win a championship, we want to hear from you. You get the stage. Sometimes it's emotional. It's a great watch. We know we also love the losers who said, you know what, I just can't believe I folded down the stretch. Let me face the music here. You sort of get a new light there.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
We're in the mix with you right here. It's Game Time Decisions. We're continuing to refresh and wait. In fact, I'm going to ask the great production team if they can alert me if at any point they get the Padres lineup, because I'd love to be in the mix. I'm probably going to miss out, though, on our good friend Alec Boehm for any play of the day potential. I do think he's in a nice spot for an RBI. Casey Mize has really struggled against the right-handed bats this year, and Boehm, despite being the righty himself, takes plenty advantage. So that's one thing that we're eyeing up here. What do we have for the people? We've got some Copa America. We had some Euros action as well. And tough scene for anyone who had Croatia money line, especially if you bet it live. I know that for sure. some in the back may or may not have played Croatia live money line for a gabillion dollars. They didn't minus 1,000. Just tough stuff. It's all good. Nevertheless, Croatia draws with Italy. Spain win again. They go through 9 points. Italy here ends up finishing second in the group, which was huge. A win there for Croatia would have put them on 4 points, and I believe would have advanced them through the group. So instead, Italy is going to go through. They join both Germany and Switzerland in the round of 16 right now. If you just kind of pop over to the outright markets for Euro 2024, Spain is now a co-favorite with France. I think England and, again, what's mostly been a very underwhelming tournament. We've seen their status as favorites moved off. They're now what would be third choice with Germany at plus 480. I still maintain, and I know they didn't get the job done for me the other day on a money line against Switzerland. I do think Germany's been the best team in this group or in this tournament, but I didn't have enough conviction before the tournament began to play anyone outright that I then had committed to, let's get the bracket. Because, you're going to get one of these top teams is going to draw Italy in the round of 16. That's tough. Even if the Italian side's not looked incredible, we know there's a lot of pedigree there, right? England could very well mess things up, or France could mess things up, right? France at the moment are not clear-cut first in their group after their draw with the Netherlands. So if all of a sudden you think you've got a great number on Spain and then their opening match in the round of the knockout stage is France, well, you got a problem on your hands, right? You have a problem on your hands. So we're going to continue to let that settle. I did play an outright Copa America future, though, before this tournament began on Thursday night, and that is on Brazil, who play tonight against Costa Rica. I kind of wanted to get involved in almost some principal plays, if you will, on Brazil, team total, minus 2.5 goals. They certainly are more than capable of running away against Costa Rica. And some of the reasons I've played Brazil, it's not just the talent, but I think there's a little extra motivation for this team, right? And if that's going to be true, then they should be great here in the opening match. I have not necessarily found my decided avenue of that's why I place the future, leave it alone, or no, double down, it's why you place the future, it's a great spot, let's back Brazil, right? Again, you lay 2.5 goals, it's minus 128 juice, it's not cheap. It's not cheap to back Brazil in this spot. Minus 1,200 on the triple money line, though, of course, goes to show that was already going to be the case. Paraguay against Colombia is live right now, scoreless through 27. It would be worth bringing up last night's results at Copa America because the United States did get the job done against Bolivia, which I know people will be very happy about. A 2-0 result. Christian Pulisic gets on the score sheet as well, which was nice to see. Bolivia held under the 2.5 corners, which would be something to keep in mind with their matchup against Uruguay when those teams do meet. We'll take a look at that number when it comes around. We did lose a sizzle in that game as we played Panama plus the goal and a half, ultimately a 3-1 defeat in that spot there. Tonight's games, again, or the game happening now, and tonight's game for Brazil will let everyone get one under the belt there. And as I said, I may end up adding some Brazil. Maybe even I'll play the Vinny Jr. goal, maybe the Rodrigo goal. There's some spots to attack. I just haven't committed to any yet on Brazil because of the investment already in that team at plus 225 to win that tournament. We're taking a break here. We're coming back. We're talking Stanley Cup final on Game Time Decisions.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
Rory Mack, it is going to be remembered. It will be a lasting image from the 2024 United States Open, just like Bryson DeChambeau's 55-yard bunker shot.
We love big-time winners. Like, you win a championship, we want to hear from you. You get the stage. Sometimes it's emotional. It's a great watch. We know we also love the losers who said, you know what, I just can't believe I folded down the stretch. Let me face the music here. You sort of get a new light there.
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
All right, back to right here. It's Game Time Decisions, and Joe Madden's with us. Joe, what an absolute delight to have you here with a Game 7 Stanley Cup final up for grabs between the Panthers and the Oilers.
I can't believe it's already here, Kevin. It seems like such a long season, but you hit these playoffs and the time just absolutely flies. We didn't think we were going to see a Game 7. This is the 18th time in NHL history that the Stanley Cup has been forced to Game 7, and I'm so glad we get to see these teams battle it out tonight. I can hardly wait for the puck to drop. I've had goosebumps all day thinking about this one, Kevin.
All right, so certainly some excitement. Well, unfortunately, I have to delay it just a little bit, because there are some baseball games that are going to get underway, and I know that you're going to be involved, Joe, starting with Detroit and Philadelphia here. I'm going to play the Alec Boehm RBI plus 120. What are you looking to play?
What? Just like Connor McDavid for the anytime goal. Come on, Kevin. I want to talk hockey. No, let's talk some MLB here. Aaron Nola, looking for him to come out nice and strong here today. You look at Aaron Nola and his strikeouts. His number is is low, though, but high juiced. Over 5.5 at minus 156. You can ult him up to 7+ strikeouts. That's coming in at plus 142. Or look at his outs, over 18.5 outs. I think he comes out nice and strong in this one and goes deep into this game. When we look at Detroit with Casey Mize coming out, I do have more faith in him than maybe I should. But you look at his ERA, he hasn't been terrible out here for Detroit. And I just don't see the Phillies offense that has not been putting up the numbers lately that we have been seeing, really getting a lot of runs on him. So I think both of these starting pitchers can come out strong. Of course, I have more faith in Aaron Nola here, and I like his props better, but I do think this one can stay under that total of 8. I think this is a 4-3 style game. So light juice to the over or to the under here. The wind is blowing in. So I do think it's really going to help these pitchers. That ball's not going to fly deep in this game, Kevin. So give me the under 8.
All right, and under there, one more baseball game, Joe. Tampa, Seattle, as Taj Bradley gets the ball for the Rays. What are you thinking?
I'm looking at the Nerfy in this one. We've got Brian Wu coming out here and Bradley for the Tampa Bay Rays. And I think both of these pitchers, Brian Wu, he's stronger at home than he is on the road, but I'm looking for him to have that really strong performance. He's 6-1, or the team's 6-1 in his last 7 starts. And I do think Bradley here, looking at his last 3 starts, I'm so blown away by what he's been able to do. He's dropped that ERA in those 3 starts to 1.50, overall ERA on the season of 4.06. But I do think in this matchup, we're going to see that nerfy come in. Now it's a little juicy at minus 142, but I do think it's the right way to go in this game, Kevin.
All right, so a little bit of a nerfy look there. Baseball's on pause. We'll get back to the baseball. Well, we gotta lock in here for a Stanley Cup final. I know I'm going out of order, but it would be wrong to then just transition to a Red Sox Blue Jays games. That's just, come on now. We can't go about things that way. Joe, let's start with the money line here. Even if you're not betting it, what have you made of this game at a number of books being pick minus 110 either side?
It's kind of crazy. You look at the Edmonton Oilers and all the momentum they've had. I was unsure which way the books were going to go with this. If they were going to give more juice on the Florida Panthers because they're at home in this situation. We know how hard it is for a team to win 4 games in a row. So looking at a pick'em situation, I think it's fair because Edmonton has been rolling. They found a way to hit Bobrovsky, but the Florida Panthers now at home have every ability to win game 7. They've got to come out a lot stronger than we've seen. So from a betting perspective, on a side in this one, Kevin, going into this series, I did take Florida in 6 or 7. I was expecting the Florida Panthers to be the ones to hoist the cup. I feel like I'm almost in a position where I need to hedge this one tonight and put some money on the Edmonton Oilers to get the win. Now, do I feel confident in it? No, I still think Florida is able to win this, but I'm really nervous. So I'm sitting here looking to possibly hedge. Not sure if I'll get to the window or if I'm just going to let it roll tonight, Kevin, because I still do think if Florida plays like they did in game 2 and 3, because they can't play like game 1. Bobrovsky stole them that game. If they play like game 2 and game 3, they can absolutely win this one out here. It's going to come down to some puck luck.
Yeah, I think that's fair. The way that these teams have found themselves here is obviously been a journey, but I guess if it's 3-3, you got to say, all right, we're even, and who's going to get that little bit of luck to create the separation. This total, Joe, you don't see this very often. The 5.5, minus 160 nearly on this under right now. So I'm sure at some places you can bet a flat 5. What do you think of the total here in Game 7?
I'm not buying into that total staying under, Kevin. We've seen these last couple of games go over. And yes, the last game, just by the skin of our teeth, did go over with that empty netter. But you look at the Stanley Cup Finals Game 7, everything on the line. I do think this one has a possibility of going to OT. I think it could be a 3-2 game. We're sweating this total to the very end, and then one team ties it up or the other one gets that empty netter. And that is my problem here in this game, taking it under the 5.5, especially with the juice you have to lay. I do think it starts off slow, though. I think both defenses come out nice and phenomenally strong to start. But in that second period, once these goals open up, I do think the desperation of these teams in that third, we're going to see the case of the empty netter come into play. We're going to see, hopefully, one of these teams be able to tie this one up and make it a 3-3 game going into OT, pushing us over that total as well. There's just too many variations. And I look at Bobrovsky, Edmonton's hit him hard. I was actually shocked that the total was so juiced to the under and not to the over, because if you look at and you really think Edmonton's going to win, it has to go over this total. The Florida Panthers, I think, have a fighting chance to still win it going over, just because I think it's that tight of a game. But this total here of 5.5 being so highly juiced to the under, it tells me the books think Florida could win this 2-1. Bobrovsky has that bounce back game, and I just don't have that faith in him right now to hold the Edmonton Oilers off the board in this one. And Stuart Skinner has always been a question mark for me, and I tip my hat to him in the playoffs because he's been playing phenomenally well. Will he crumble under the pressure in Game 7? He hasn't in elimination games 4, 5, and 6. But in Game 7, Stanley Cup Finals, what will we get out of Skinner? I got to take this one over 5.5, Kevin.
All right, so the over on the board there for Joe is someone who does like Bobrovsky in this game. It doesn't necessarily mean it has to be an under. It certainly pushes me more towards the Florida direction in this game, which is the case. Joe, we'll talk McDavid a little bit more in a moment, but I know there is a Florida skater whose props you're interested in.
Yeah, the Florida Panthers, you've got to look here at Matthew Tkachuk. He opened up in that game 5, was able to get a goal on the board. And Matthew Tkachuk, really the heart and soul of this team. Now, a lot of people give him a hard time out there, saying he's a real bully out there on the ice, but he plays a smart game. He's able to get those shots on goal, and I do think he will be the difference maker in this game. He needs to absolutely bring everything he has tonight. The 25-year-old has made a couple comments that it doesn't matter how you got to game 7 and what happened in those last couple of games. It matters how you show up tonight. I'm looking for him to show up big tonight in this one. But the rest of the Florida Panthers absolutely have to bring it with him. I'm taking Matthew Tkachuk for the 2+ points. It's a plus 290. But Verhaeghe, Sam Reinhart, Barkov, they all have to get on the board tonight.
Yeah, they're going to need it's a game 7, right? I mean, you're going to need everyone to step it up. And it also should mean, assuming guys are capable, some increased ice time. I think that's always something I know that we talk about on the NBA side of things, where Jason Tatum in the NBA Finals was averaging well over 40 minutes, despite the fact that he barely played in the second half of game number 4, and a lot of those games were blowouts. You got to protect leads, and you're going to see the superstars out there as much as possible, which is going to bring us into Connor McDavid. We're going to get to that on the other side. Plus, we will bring it back to that Major League Baseball board, as there are still some other good spots there that I know Joe Madden is excited about. So keep it right here. We're live with you. It is Game Time Decisions on SportsGrid.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
Rory Mack, it is going to be remembered. It will be a lasting image from the 2024 United States Open, just like Bryson DeChambeau's 55-yard bunker shot.
We love big-time winners. Like, you win a championship, we want to hear from you. You get the stage. Sometimes it's emotional. It's a great watch. We know we also love the losers who said, you know what, I just can't believe I folded down the stretch. Let me face the music here. You sort of get a new light there.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
All right, we're back right here, Game Time Decisions, and it's a Yerfy party over here on the baseball board. Bryce Harper with a 2 RBI double puts the Phillies up 2-0. The Guardians are up 1-0 on Baltimore. Minus 240 currently live on the Guardians is one of the most ridiculous numbers I've ever seen. We'll talk Connor McDavid. Joe Madden is here as well, of course. Joe, McDavid with an opportunity to close out one of the greatest postseason runs in the history of this sport. No other way to put it. It's not hyperbole. Very few players have ever been able to have 40-point postseasons. McDavid being able, he's already joined that group. Joining it and then winning the cup in 3-0 comeback fashion, which of course would give him the Conn Smythe. It would be, really would be incredible. What are you expecting here?
I'm expecting a lot out of Connor McDavid, especially after what we saw in Game 6. In Game 6, he was held completely off the board. We're talking not even a shot on goal. You saw him through that neutral zone, and he had beautiful transitions, but he was just completely smothered by the defense of the Florida Panthers. They didn't allow him to get free. Connor McDavid, off games like that, where he's being completely locked down, I do expect him to have that bounce back game. I'm looking for Connor McDavid to bring everything he has in this game tonight. He knows absolutely what is on the line. There is no Game 8. This is the last. This is his chance to hoist the cup, and he wants it hungrier than anyone else on the Edmonton Oilers. So I will look at Connor McDavid for 2+ points in this one, Kevin. That's coming in right around that -113 mark. But I do think you also look at Connor McDavid for the 3+ points. Looking at him for the 3+ points coming in at +285. Now, he is 5 points off catching Wayne Gretzky's 47 points, the most that we've seen out of an NHL player in the postseason. Could Connor McDavid do it tonight? I tell you, he has every opportunity. Connor McDavid could get 2 goals and 3 assists in this game tonight. It is possible, especially with how we've seen Bobrovsky be hit by the Edmonton Oilers. So I don't think that's out of equation. If you can find it on your book, I'm seeing that anywhere from the +680 to +700 range. And I do think it's worth a tiny sprinkle on Connor McDavid to make absolute history tonight, tying Wayne Gretzky's number of 47. It's a long shot, Kevin, so don't put a lot on it, but that's worth a sprinkle.
It would be a long shot, but I mean it's really hard to count McDavid out. I think that is proven to be true during this postseason run. Let's get to the rest of the baseball board. By the way, Alec Boehm, RBI. You wish that was the play of the day. That's a 2-run homer for Alec Boehm. It's 4-0 Phils. Let's move off of that, though, Joe, and talk a little Freddie Peralta here. Brewers, Rangers. What do you like in this game?
I'm liking Freddie Peralta to come out really strong in this one. I'm looking at his strikeout number here, over 6.5 at +114. We're getting great value. He's been able to go over this in 3 of his last 5 games out. His ERA is a little high, but you look at his strikeouts and what he's been able to do on the season. He has 106 strikeouts in 82 innings pitched. He's averaging in 9 innings over 11.6 strikeouts per game. I'm expecting him to be able to go deep here versus the Texas Rangers, giving us every ability for him to come out and go over the 6.5. As long as he goes into that 7th inning, I'm expecting a strikeout an inning. So I do think he can get the 7 strikeouts needed on the board to go over the 6.5 at -114. Now I do expect the Brewers to get the win here as well. They're just too juicy at -174-ish on that money line, Kevin.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough, moving some things around. Lorenzen's really struggled against righties, so perhaps William Contreras has himself a night there for Milwaukee. I almost skipped one, that Red Sox game we alluded to. They play the Blue Jays. I am truly committed to kind of the appropriate strategy on Blue Jays games now, where I erase them immediately from my card. Thank goodness we have Joe here, who is unbiased and sees this team clearly. What do you like, Joe?
Well, the Blue Jays are a complete mess right now. And looking at the Red Sox, I do think they have the ability to win this one. The Toronto Blue Jays giving the start to Chris Bassett. I can't trust him to come out here strong. He's 6-6 on the season with a 3.52 ERA. And Tanner Houck coming out here for the Boston Red Sox. While his ERA is a higher number, I'm looking for him to really be able to limit the Toronto Blue Jays offense that has been struggling. They can't get things done as of late. They're struggling to get those wins. They're 2-8 in their last 10. So give me the Red Sox here to get the win. And I'm going to parlay that with the Red Sox team total over 4.5. When you parlay both of those together, that's coming in at +121, Kevin. I just look at this and I really trust the Red Sox to be able to get the runs on Chris Bassett. I could see him being yanked into that 4th inning and them probably already with this many runs on the board. So the Red Sox and their team total over.
All right, so some juice there for Boston. Some people would like to see that game be scoreless after the first inning, and then they could light it up, Joe, if you would be so kind. How about this Padres team? They won't release the lineup. Fernando Tatis, though, is on the IL, so he won't be a part of it. They go up against Patrick Corbin and the Nationals.
Well, Patrick Corbin is really hard to trust, and I know I've had so much love for the Washington Nationals as of late, but with Patrick Corbin coming here and getting the start, I can't. I was looking at him for his under his 16 and a half outs. It's coming in at minus 106, and I think it's a really solid way to look. But I do think there's a play here on the San Diego Padres, which I like better. Looking at Matt Waldron to come out nice and strong in this one, I expect him to go deep into this game versus the Washington Nationals. I'm taking him over 18 and a half outs. We're getting plus money on that at plus 122. He was on absolute fire last week versus the Phillies, and if he can replicate what he did to the Phillies on the Washington Nationals, which we know the Nationals aren't as strong, I do think here he can go over that number. And the Phillies, should they win this? Yes, but again, the juice on some of these favorites today, Kevin, I'm not absolutely loving, and I don't love the run line. So I think the Padres win it. Matt Waldron goes over his 18 and a half outs.
And then close it out, Joe, quickly. Little Giants-Cubs action.
Yeah, I'm looking for a stronger game out of the Giants in this one than the Cubs. Justin Steele's okay, but he does have some command issues in some circumstances. And I do think with the Giants, with their ability to have such a strong presence at the plate, they are getting those walks on the board. So give me the Giants team total over 3.5 in the game, over 7.5.
Joe Madden, thank you as always. Best of luck. We'll be right back.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
Rory Mack, it's going to be remembered. It will be a lasting image from the 2024 United States Open, just like Bryson DeChambeau's 55-yard bunker shot.
We love big-time winners. Like, you win a championship, we want to hear from you. You get the stage. Sometimes it's emotional. It's a great watch. We know we also love the losers who said, you know what, I just can't believe I folded down the stretch. Let me face the music here. You sort of get a new light there.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
All right, we're back with you right here on SportsGrid Game Time Decisions. We got Matt Peralt and Dave Sharapan stopping by separately coming up here on this show. So a little BVB takeover for the people. But I do want to quickly talk a little NBA as the offseason is rolling. It was a big day for coaching news. J.J. Redick introductory press conference with the L.A. Lakers. We had Chris Finch getting an extension from the Minnesota Timberwolves. And we also had a head coach announced, which is the Cavs bringing in Kenny Atkinson. And that is, it's a really important move because Donovan Mitchell is one of the most important pieces of this offseason. And what's actually kind of rare, I feel almost, with the Donovan Mitchell situation is he is not only important because he could leave. It's important either way, because if he does return, then we have every expectation Darius Garland's going to go. So it makes for a really, really interesting scenario ultimately then as it pertains to what Donovan Mitchell's going to do. As far as bringing in Kenny Atkinson, I think it's a solid hire. I think he more than has earned another opportunity. And I think that Cleveland's made a nice move here. I think you've got yourselves more potential than J.B. Bickerstaff. It's not like Kenny, the thing with Kenny Atkinson, it's not that he has some unimpeachable resume, right? He doesn't have some huge postseason success run. But everybody hated how his time ended in Brooklyn because it was very much driven by the Durant-Kyrie combination showing up. So it's good to see him get another opportunity in Cleveland. I can't tell you it's a slam dunk. And if we're honest, how much it doesn't matter until the Donovan decision happens. Like if Donovan leaves, we had heard Donovan Mitchell's name thrown out with maybe desire to bring in some different guys. And if in any fashion he leaves because of the Kenny Atkinson hire, guess what? Bad hire. Bad hire. So that's really now going to be the determining factor there. We also saw Scotty Barnes get paid by the Toronto Raptors. This was a decision that they made years ago when they could have traded for Kevin Durant and instead held on to Scotty Barnes. We can debate how good of a decision that was. I'll say this. If they traded Scotty for Durant and were able to keep Pascal and OG, maybe that's not realistic, but if they were, Durant, Pascal, OG, Fred VanVleet, okay, maybe Jakob Poeltl rounds it out in some-ish degree, who cares? Watching Pascal for the Pacers, watching OG for the Knicks. Fred VanVleet was giving you 20 and 7 in Houston this year. Did Masai Ujiri get that right? The sneaky truth, and it's not talked about because the Raptors aren't talked about a ton in the mainstream, is Masai Ujiri is not very good at his job. Masai Ujiri was gifted Kawhi Leonard. It led to a championship, and he's done nothing of note since. They thought his ties to Giannis would net them the Greek Freak. That didn't happen at all. Never considered going to Toronto. Never happened. And they had chances to make a number of deals, and instead they lost Fred for nothing. Is anybody overwhelmed with the returns that they got for Pascal or OG? Not really. But, again, that kind of gets swept under the rug. Last bit here. It's NBA Draft Week. And I have 2 bets in currently as it pertains to the NBA Draft. One of them is a Bronny James under 39.5 draft position. I have lost value on that. Bronny's number is up to, let's see if I can get you the most recent number. Where'd it go? Last look, it was 41.5, I think. So I've lost a little bit of value there. That's fine. It's one of the, I don't really care where it's booked. I think he's live to go round 1. If it was like 35.5, maybe some hesitation. There are Minnesota links that are underneath that spot. The other bet that I've placed is the exact order of the top 3. We placed this over the weekend, plus 250, which is basically the favorites to come in. Richier 1, Sarr 2, Reed 3 at plus 250. Now at one book down to minus 140, another book at minus 110. More draft bets will be coming. Blowout live, big-time draft coverage in this studio on Wednesday night. Matt Peralt's up next.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
Rory Mac, it's going to be remembered. It will be a lasting image from the 2024 United States Open, just like Bryson DeChambeau's 55-yard bunker shot.
We love big-time winners. Like, you win a championship, we want to hear from you. You get the stage. Sometimes it's emotional. It's a great watch. We also love the losers who said, you know what, I just can't believe I folded down the stretch. Let me face the music here. You sort of get a new light there.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
We're live to right here. It's Game Time Decisions. It is a Monday night. I'm Kevin Walsh, joined by Matt Peralt. Matt, it's great to have you. And I got to say, it is a bit ironic that I haven't talked to you since before the Celtics series began, which is the exact inverse of what you can ever expect from me if LeBron gets back into a finals.
Who?
Yeah, oh, don't do that. Oh, come on. Big press conference today. I'm sure you were pumped up. Can I just ask you this?
Yeah.
Listen, I'll take JJ over JT with what I saw. What did you think of the finals MVP vote and the way that landed? Because I lost on that. And I don't necessarily think Tatum deserved it, but it was an upset through the market.
Oh, no, he deserved it. 11 people voted on that. 11. 7-4 was the vote. Millions of dollars get swung on a 7-person vote that was decided before the game was even over. They decided to vote that before we played Game 5, that it was going to be Jaylen Brown. If Boston wins, Jaylen Brown is the recipient of it, even though Jason Tatum goes for 30 and 10, has an incredible night, has a night that puts him in the category of the James Worthies of the world, and yet they don't give it to him. And he's the only one to go for 30 and 10 and not get the Finals MVP in a clinching game. So you are right. It should have been Jason Tatum. I love Jaylen Brown. I love what he did, but it just goes to show you in that billboard in Times Square in your backyard says it all. You know, keep on disrespecting, keep on questioning, keep on doubting Jason Tatum. He's a champion, and now he's angry about it. It's another thing to fuel him. So I'm okay with it. It's another chip on his shoulder to go out there next year and prove it.
I full agree with the chip on his shoulder. Because I don't love people who are trying to coddle the situation, be like, oh, he doesn't care. He does, and he should. He does, and he should. My whole thing is, if you think Tatum deserved it, which is fine, it's just then how you want to weigh things. But on a game-to-game basis, there were more games where Jaylen Brown was viewed as better than Tatum in the 5 games. Because Brown was viewed as better than him in Game 1, Game 2, and Game 3. That's how it was viewed. But if you want to say the closeout matters way more, I'm fine with that. Again, I thought Tatum was going to be given the award. I think it's really interesting that voters didn't want to give it to him overwhelmingly, which is what I would have expected, Matt, and it's obviously not how it went.
Yeah, I think there was some type of, I don't know, like a reward for what Jaylen Brown has been through. I mean, he won the Eastern Conference MVP, so he kind of went in with that momentum. He had the game one where he was incredible defensively, had 2 great blocks that people remember, highlight reel blocks. But if you play out the whole series, numbers wise, I mean, Tatum had more assists. Tatum had scored more points. Tatum just was a better shooter. I mean, Tatum had a better series. I mean, you just go by the numbers. Isn't Tatum played better than Jaylen Brown did? You could say Brown had better moments in the series. Brown defensively was better than Tatum. That's arguable, given the way the Boston played on the wing against the pick and roll against the Mavericks, really making it a big problem. He's 6'11". He's gigantic. So it's 6 one half the other. I don't think there's really a huge argument to be made that like Tatum got robbed, but I am very surprised. I mean, the betting market's pretty much the entire series until, right going into game 5. And then in game 5, I saw Tatum as high as minus 230 to win the award. So the markets clearly thought the voters were going to give it to Jason Tatum. But this is why I don't bet this market, because you're asking the whims of 11 people to kind of figure it out and get it right. They get it wrong way more often than you get it right, in my mind, in terms of how they come up with these close votes.
I saw it as high as minus 500. Again,
Wow.
I bet Tatum. And, man, that was a stunner. It was a stunner. Now, for anybody at home saying to themselves, I can't believe Kevin took an excuse to talk more basketball, we did it for a reason. Also, I'm allowed to do whatever I want. Now we have the Conn Smythe Trophy.
Right.
And I find this fascinating. My take on it, Matt, is that I would have given it personally to McDavid after what he did in Game 4, because the definition of the award is it's a postseason-long MVP, despite the fact nobody wants to seemingly acknowledge that. Well, now the books overwhelmingly believe no matter what happens tonight, it's going to go to McDavid. Do you think it'll play out that way?
Yes. I mean, minus 2,400 is ridiculous, though. And again, we're talking about people that are going to sit there and go, if the Oilers lose tonight and the Panthers win, that you're going to fill out a Conn Smythe ballot for Connor McDavid after he got blanked in Game 6 and then lost in Game 7. Like, his performance, they won a game in Game 6 without a single point or a single shot on net from Connor McDavid. So if he gets 0 for again today, it's getting more and more difficult to justify this price in Connor McDavid. So I don't think it's a horrible idea to throw it at Barkov just for the heck of it. I mean, what is that, 11-1? I mean, it's not a horrible idea just to go, you know what? Look at that. I mean, that's ridiculous. 11-1 on Barkov. If they win tonight, Bobrovsky can't win it because of the 8-goal game and everything else. Like, he's not going to win it. But if the cup is going to Florida, I have a hard time seeing it's going to McDavid. But again, the voters may already have made up their mind going into tonight. It doesn't matter what happens. McDavid's your Conn Smythe winner.
So, and this is why the Conn Smythe, I think, does invite more of these arguments. But I also, and it's funny I say this, I thought I had a better read on the NBA voter base than I did. I know I don't have a read on the NHL voter base. But if you have your mind made up it's McDavid, based on the definition of the award, I really believe that's fine. Because what happened against the Kings matters, right? And I understand Barkov was great against Tampa Bay, but if it's a full postseason MVP, then it doesn't have to just go to whomever wins it. However, when you get to a Game 7, that is going to weigh the heaviest, you would think, on the voters. If Bobrovsky gets his second shutout, Matt, I'm not sure he doesn't win this award. Again, I think McDavid deserves it. I would never encourage anyone to bet their minus 2,400.
I would actually have a different take on this. I think if the Oilers win tonight, I think it's the 28,000-1, the plus 28,000. I think it's Skinner.
Stuart Skinner.
You want to know why this team is in the Cup Finals? You know why this team will win tonight? This team will win because of their goaltender. Every Oiler fan I knew going into this series, into the playoffs for that matter, saying Stuart Skinner cannot be trusted. Stuart Skinner cannot win the Cup. Well, guess what? This guy's 1 win away from winning the Cup, and I know McDavid's been tremendous, and I know he's had the 8 points in 2-game stretch during this series. I know all of this, but you look at...
All right, little freeze there for Matt, who's kind of making the case for Stuart Skinner.
No, I just think I just think
go ahead,
it's
Matt.
for if I'm going to go and if I'm voting on this, if I'm looking at how are the Oilers going to get to win the cup, it's going to be because of their goaltender. And I know McDavid's been tremendous, but Dreisaitl's been great, and Hyman's been great at different times throughout this series. But we're going off of obviously, these are voters. These are people who are going to go for a popularity contest. This is just people who are going to say, okay, best player on the best team won the cup. There you go. The argument gets difficult when it's best player on the team that loses the cup. That's going to be the interesting piece for the voters.
Yeah, and I think the thing with the Skinner, this is where I think sometimes expectations can always muddy the water with these things. Skinner has you could argue beaten his expectations more than McDavid, but he's not been more valuable than McDavid. I can't. He has 42 points, Matt. We think Leon could have cleaned all that up. Skinner wasn't throwing shutout after shutout on the board.
But he was giving up 2 goals consistently. Like he was putting them in position to win. Look, McDavid's amazing. I'm not trying to. He wins tonight.
Yeah.
He's the face of the NHL. He is immortal. He creates a statue type moment for him in Edmonton, and he will forever be named. It's Gretzky, and then it'll be McDavid. Like this is the type of night for him. This is a career defining opportunity for him to do this. But man, Skinner needs to be awesome tonight. If they're going to win, Skinner's got to be great.
Yeah. We'll talk a little bit more about this game with you right here on SportsGrid.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
Rory Mack, it is going to be remembered. It will be a lasting image from the 2024 United States Open, just like Bryson DeChambeau's 55-yard bunker shot.
We love big-time winners. Like, you win a championship, we want to hear from you. You get the stage. Sometimes it's emotional. It's a great watch. We also love the losers who said, you know what? I just can't believe I folded down the stretch. Let me face the music here. You sort of get a new light there.
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
All right, we're back to right here. It's Game Time Decisions on a Monday night. Matt Perrault, gracious enough to join us here. We, I think, handled the Conn Smythe very well. With that said, I think both of our maybe main advice would be don't bother or lightly touch the Barkov-Bobrovsky number.
Hail Mary.
We'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that. Is there anything that you really like for tonight's game?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to bet the same thing I've been betting consistently in this series. It's first period under, second period over. And I mean, first period unders are 5-1 so far here in this series. Game sevens have been consistently going under in cup finals over time. I think only one game, one of our brigade members told us that the only game to go over in a game 7, it was in 1950. It's been a long time since a game has gone over in a game 7 in the NHL for the cup finals. Why? Well, one, nerves, right? Everyone in game 1 is going to be on pins and needles. The goaltenders are going to be really on point, and the referees aren't calling penalties. So you aren't getting power plays to set goals up. So I could see the first period being scoreless. I could see it being 1-1 going into the third period, and then all bets are off with the third period because we know the goaltenders get pulled early. We saw it in the last game. We saw if you bet over or bet under 5.5, you got totally screwed in a 5-1 final. So those things can happen in the third period that I want no part of. But look, I wore this hat. This hat is 20 years old. I'm 47 years old. This hat is really old. But this is the 2004 Boston Red Sox championship come from behind in baseball. It's happened one time in baseball. It's happened 4 times. 4 times in hockey. It's never happened in basketball. This is rare upon rare. I don't like the Florida Panthers. I'm a Bruins fan. I would die laughing if this happened. If they blow this would be amazing. This is a foundation-shaking loss for the Florida Panthers if they lose this game tonight. I think they win this game tonight, but I want the Oilers. I want history. I want chaos because it will be unbelievable. You know what? It's a bigger deal in Canada. Let them win it. Let Canada celebrate. Look at this. It's a pick 'em. It's like, go ahead, you tell us. But let Canada have this. It's their sport. It's 1993. I was a sophomore, junior in high school the last time they won the cup. It's been a long time since we've seen a cup win for Canada, and the whole country will celebrate it. Here, if the Panthers win tonight, I think more people will talk about who wins the College World Series than the Oilers, than the Panthers winning the cup.
It's I didn't realize that having you on was appropriate because you can speak to a 3-0 comeback. It is now, of course, giving me nightmares. It's incredible. Here's the thing, Matt. I don't have the greatest sports memory for things of when I was under 10 vividly.
This is you calling me, Kev. This is you calling me old, by the way. Thank you. I appreciate that. Go continue.
It's more me sneaking in like I'm still young more than anything. But like true, like they like my dad, diehard Yankee fan. Like they sent us up to bed, like no reason to watch. It was, and then we were allowed to keep it on the radio. And it's in my mind. I've not even gone back to look. I don't want to look, but I just vividly remember it felt like the Red Sox hit a home run like every at bat. I remember the radio
Grand
call.
Slam? You don't remember the Grand Slam in the second inning? Johnny Damon over right field to knock the game out 6-0 after 2 innings. Game over. Pack it up. Season over. You don't remember that?
Yeah, I think I was in bed already at that point, Matt. Like it's just a horrifying thing that probably is why I separate myself from baseball. Not because I'm a spoiled Yankee fan, but because I was 9 and no one should have to go through that at 9. Basically what I'm saying is nobody in Florida will ever like hockey again if this goes wrong. Can I ask you actually about the Yankees and the American League East as a whole? Because despite being a Yankee fan, I have a ticket on the Orioles. The Yankees' prices have largely ignored Baltimore's existence. The Yankees got very fortunate that the Astros helped them out this weekend, putting those teams once again tied in the loss column. But the Yankees will be in the playoffs. There is no guarantee they're winning this division, which is what they were priced as just a week ago.
Oh, no. I mean, look, I think it's going to be really interesting to see how Baltimore handles the deadline, because I would love to see them get aggressive and go and add an arm. Like the White Sox are going to be in full sale mode. Like we'll see Crochet pitch tonight. They have Fetty. Either one of those power arms would be tremendous. I would love to see them go and find a way to fix their bullpen a bit more, get more power arms out there. So the Orioles got work to do. But look, Stanton going on the DL with a hamstring is kind of par for the course, because you know what the other injury is going to be, right? I mean, Judge is going to get hurt. It's just a matter of when does Judge get hurt. So you'll have Stanton on the DL. Judge is going to get hurt. Has DJ LeMahieu hit a ball out of the infield in the last 2 months? Like, there's some real holes in that Yankee lineup offensively that would give me pause as a Yankee fan going, okay, how good is this team really? Like, they've got the big names. They've got, obviously, Soto, and they got the big bats. But They're 1 or 2 injuries, and he's just had one. They're one more injury to a star player from being kind of in trouble when it comes to the division. So I think it's a smart bet on your part to have the Orioles win this division. But I can't believe we could have 3 teams out of this division make the postseason.
Well, the best part about that, Matt, is that was supposed to be normal. It's it's who the third team is that isn't. When you can tell with the huge smile on Matt's face. And I think one of the big benefits for Boston is, look, Tampa will kind of do whatever, right? Like they'll make sell trades at the deadline, they'll win them, and then start to contend. Toronto's season is completely dead.
Done.
I mean, it's so dead. I want to know, I'm very curious, are they going to be willing to trade in the division? Because there's not going to be a ton of sellers, just the way the wild card structure is, and there might be 3 buyers from the division.
Yeah, I mean, I think the White Sox are going to sell everybody, so there's definitely Robert's bat's going to be up for grabs. We'll see if they look to move. We'll see what the Rockies want to do with a couple of their young players. They may be looking to be sellers as well, but you're right. I mean, there are some teams like the Mets probably going to be buyers. That's going to be unique. The Red Sox will be buyers. That will be unique. Like there's some teams that you didn't think going into the year were going to be buyers. We thought Texas might sell everything off. I don't think so. Texas might be a buyer coming up here. So there may not be as many available good players as teams that want good players.
Yeah, it always turns, but it's going to be very possible. Matt, appreciate it as always. Enjoy the games tonight. We're back right here, Game Time Decisions.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York team has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
Rory Mack, it is going to be remembered. It will be a lasting image from the 2024 United States Open, just like Bryson DeChambeau's 55-yard bunker shot.
We love big-time winners. Like, you win a championship, we want to hear from you. You get the stage. Sometimes it's emotional. It's a great watch. We know we also love the losers who said, you know what, I just can't believe I folded down the stretch. Let me face the music here. You sort of get a new light there.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
All right, we're back to right here. It's Game Time Decisions. Little live board update. Guardians 2-1 on Baltimore. Both teams did score in the first inning. Cleveland did grab one back. This thing's going to flip to the top of the order with Gunnar Henderson coming up. They're kind of – one thing I don't like the Baltimore's doing, maybe I'm outdated, it's possible, but why are you messing with where Gunnar's batting? I don't get it. They preseason said Gunnar was going to bat third. Lie. They batted him first every game. And they were like, what if we just hit him fourth? And I know it's a 20 at-bat sample size, but he's batting $150. Just what are you doing? It's just why would you mess with a good thing? If you want him to bat first, he bats first. Don't, a lefty's up, we're going to have him bat fourth. Especially against a lefty in Framber Valdez who struggles against lefties. That's besides the point. It's 4-0 Philly. They had a huge first inning there, capped off with an Alec Boehm home run against the Detroit Tigers. No runs first inning is cashed. And the other 3 games that began, that's Tampa, Seattle, that's Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, excuse me. Hold your breath special here. Did I ruin this for everybody? It says 2 outs. I hope not. No runs first inning in Boston and Toronto, so that game may start to pick up a little bit. 7:45, I'm on Braves money line. 8:10, I'm on Dodgers money line. And I'm on as well at 8:10 Royals Marlins under the 9.5. I mentioned wanting this Padres lineup. Louis Rise, Jurickson Profar, Manny Machado is how this thing starts. 1, 2, 3. Patrick Corbin gets the ball. Patrick Corbin has been terrible for years now, and it's obviously not stopped. So, Patrick Corbin has been throwing above a 5 ERA for the last 4 years. Whatever. Again, this season, he is giving up a 3.06 batting average against righties and a 3.09 batting average against lefties. However, all the power has come from right-handed bats. 11 of the 12 home runs he's allowed have been to right-handed bats. So Jurickson Profar is the target guy for me. 5 home runs this season against left-handed pitching, switch hitter, and he's batting a beautiful .357. I'm trying to figure out the way I want to play it. His over 1.5 total bases is -145, which is not bad. It should be 2.5. Batting second, those numbers against Corbin, it should be 2.5. Corbin, last start or 2 starts ago, let's see, was it his last start? 2 starts ago, was going against Detroit. We had 2.5s up and down the lineup. Because it's Patrick Corbin. So, when you now all of a sudden change that number, I think you're making a mistake here, right? Manny Machado's number is -150. Profar should have the higher number. But I'm just basically contemplating would I like to get a little greedy? Would I like to play an RBI at nearly 2-1 or a run scored at even money on Profar instead of playing the hits runs RBI at -145? And that's kind of, that also speaks to just how everyone likes to place their bets. I think I've mentioned this before, but with the MLB play of the day, it's a flat bet amount. It's the same amount every day, right? So let's just call it a $100 better. There are some who, at -145, risk the 145 to get back 100. I would risk the 100 to get back, what is that, like 60-some-odd dollars. That's where all of a sudden now an RBI bet, whoa, we were getting back nearly, 200, right? Or even the run scored at a flat even money. So that's what I am attempting to figure out here at the moment of how I want to play this year. And it's why I bring up the power. Because Jurickson Profar going deep tonight would be completely unsurprising based on him hitting from the right side of the plate. I've not made that decision. I'm going to be backing Jurickson Profar at the window here. It's just a matter of how I want to do it. It's that he's going to be the play of the day. It's just figuring out of the markets which I am going to be most comfortable with here. As far as the College World Series goes, I've heard excitement around what Tennessee is wearing. They're up 1-0. They're laying 3.5 live. The total's 10.5. We are on the over at flat 10. Vols -550 to win the game, which would then, of course, mean they win the College World Series. No W tonight, by the way, but again, we do have some soccer. Live, Colombia, I saw up 2-0. It's now 2-1. Uh-oh. Here comes Paraguay. Brazil, Costa Rica. Brazil, my pick to win Copa America. Plus 225 the futures in. They make their debut in this tournament tonight. Do we get extra involved? We'll talk. We'll discuss. We'll bring Dave Sharapan in next.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
Rory Mack, it's going to be remembered. It will be a lasting image from the 2024 United States Open, just like Bryson DeChambeau's 55-yard bunker shot.
We love big-time winners. Like, you win a championship, we want to hear from you. You get the stage. Sometimes it's emotional. It's a great watch. We know we also love the losers who said, you know what? I just can't believe I folded down the stretch. Let me face the music here. You sort of get a new light there.
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
Folks, Game Time Decisions. MLB Play of the Day's in. Jerks and Profar over the RBI, plus 195. I'm not going to bet that scared because I've lost, I think, 2 in a row. That is much better than I was expecting. I get it in the 2-hole, a little bit more difficult. He hits a home run tonight. We're in the mix there, Jerks and Profar. If you want to play it safe, you take the hits, runs, RBIs. I think it's all going to be good. Dave Showerpants here. Consig, let me start with this. The jersey is solid.
Yeah.
Now, with Dave, you never know if it tips what he likes tonight. It's the hat that really sells it. If I'm not mistaken, a Houston Oilers hat, just basically laying it down, but kind of, a little extra layer for people. I like it. I'm into it.
That's see, you don't miss anything. That's one of my favorite things about you. Attention to detail. Also, the most unbiased man in sports media right now.
Someone had to
notice little things here, there, everywhere. Yeah, listen, this one's for the people. I mean, the people love the Oilers. I was just downtown and here in Vegas, and boy, oh boy, I was standing next to some people that just 5 dimes Oilers, 2 dimes Oilers, just Oilers. Road favorite at places here in Las Vegas.
Oh.
Shocking to me. But yeah, we break this one out because we're putting it away for months. This is it, Kevin. After today, no more hockey talk. You're a hockey guy, but you're also a college baseball guy. Now you're becoming a soccer guy. I love this.
Someone's got to do it.
There's other things going on. So this is good. Yeah. A little ode to football season. Everybody knows it's coming. Plus, I don't have an Edmonton Oilers anything hat. This will have to work.
Okay. I think it works. I think it plays well.
Yep.
We have a question for you, Dave.
Yes, sir.
And I don't know if you've seen, and you may be faced with something a little unique here tonight. Over under 24.5 saves on DraftKings minus 115.
Okay.
25 plus saves on FanDuel, even money. Now, right?
Okay.
Now that means, hey, minimal disparity. Let's get the best of our number. However, on FanDuel, 60-minute all saves. Even the straight number for Bobrovsky of 23.5 says 60-minute total saves. There is no determination made on DraftKings. What do you make of the FanDuel labeling? Is that something you see, or is that unique?
I would prefer it be like that than be vague and find out after. So I appreciate the fact that they put that out there. I would assume, and again, you know what happens when you assume anything. You've heard that expression since you were a little kid. Use the letters in the word. You can figure it out. I don't want to get anybody in trouble, but you would assume that that includes overtime at the other joint.
Right.
If it doesn't say it, it's got to include it. Now, is there a chance this game goes to overtime? Could we all get the Game 7 that everybody's been talking about for two days now? Is a locked-in 2-2 game where we get overtime, they play 2 more periods and skate all over, and probably not. It's not good. Does this thing ever go the way we all hope it would go? No, it doesn't.
Right. I think that's fair, but what I would say is, so let me start with this. Would you say that going up to minus 115, knowing that buys you all of overtime, would be worth it?
Yeah, it would for a lot of people. Yes, if overtime is in your handicap, yes, go do that.
So
absolutely.
What I would say is, it's not in my handicap. But I'm not going to tell someone that overtime is an impossibility.
Right.
What I would say is, if you bet over 24.5 on one book, and this game goes to overtime, and you bought the 60-minute line, I don't think you'll get over that. I just don't. I don't think anybody. And now it would be different if one was minus 115 and the other was minus 160.
Correct.
Right? I don't think I would pay that for overtime. But what I think is more interesting is the fact that it is even a thing on FanDuel. There is, unless I'm out, Dave, there's no sport, no market. Hell, it doesn't even qualify to the skater markets where we get to overtime and they go, boom, close up shop. Doesn't count.
No.
That doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen. And I think it was either brought up by somebody probably in the department that said, hey, we got to put the overtime stipulation on there so people know ahead of time. So there's no bad beat refund, overtime refund, all this other stuff that could come up if it gets there. Because can you imagine if you have over 24.5 and it still doesn't get there? And you go, oh, well, does the bet include overtime? Does it not? People look for ways to get out of bets all the time. As the book, you want to be as clear as possible prior to the game starting. So I applaud FanDuel for putting the stipulation on there. I don't think do you think it makes it more confusing or less confusing for the casual?
Well, I would say, respectfully, based on a conversation I had today, more.
I agree.
just to be honest with you.
Yes.
Based on a conversation I had today. Now, here's the thing. Hockey overtime's unique. You bet the NBA, right? Baseball. It's my favorite example. If I have over 9 and that game is 1-1 in the bottom of the 7th, you know what I start rooting for? Clean innings.
Anything.
Give me the extras.
Oh, you need extra innings. Yeah, you need extra innings.
Give me the extras.
Yeah.
Give me the extras.
Right.
I believe anything can happen. In hockey, you get to overtime, everything's graded essentially, right? There's going to be one more goal. So from the props angle, they'll pay out one more point, one more assist, one more goal scorer. I guess the saves can go crazy. But that doesn't matter because if Celtics Mavericks would have went to overtime, Tatum would have added 9 points, and they wouldn't have said, well, hold on, 60-minute point prop, you lose. I don't know why they made the extra step, Dave, when no other book that I can see is making that step.
I would agree. And again, it's probably a hockey guy that said, hey, we got to get this notice in there for the overtime just in case, because the hockey overtime is so unique, right? It can be 12 seconds. It can be 3 periods. And I think that's factored into the number. And if you're the book and people are betting you over 24.5 and it goes 3 overtimes and Bobrovsky makes 52 saves, so what? It's the last game. Let it fly. I think you make it more confusing by covering yourself. That's fine.
Right.
But you have to know what's coming. I'm with you. Let's just put the bets up, take the bets, move the number, and move on and pay them afterward. If it goes, like I said, if he makes 52 saves, we lose. So what?
So, okay. One, I would like to know how many times they got burned on the alt saves market, right? Because games went to overtime.
Right.
Because that's where this makes more sense. It's not the minus 130 over, but it's the 40 saves at 20-1. Now, to be fair, DraftKings doesn't offer alt saves, right? So they don't have this problem. So I did pull the third book in of BetMGM. They are all offering alt saves, 40 saves, 15-1, no determination. So you want 20-1 or you want 15-1, but you get overtime. If that's what we're doing, I take 15-1, quite frankly. I still wouldn't shop here because if I get to overtime, I got a far more realistic chance to get involved. We'll talk a little more Stanley Cup final, little baseball, little basketball, a little bit of it all with you here on SportsGrid.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
Rory Mac, it's going to be remembered. It will be a lasting image from the 2024 United States Open, just like Bryson DeChambeau's 55-yard bunker shot.
We love big-time winners. Like, you win a championship, we want to hear from you. You get the stage. Sometimes it's emotional. It's a great watch. We know we also love the losers who said, you know what, I just can't believe I folded down the stretch. Let me face the music here. You sort of get a new light there.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Game Time Decisions. Consig. Tell me, Dave, because I didn't necessarily ask this specifically. If you were looking to bet something tonight, what would it be? Is there something that for you're feeling strong about?
I got positions on both sides because I had it with the Celtics in one of those championship parlay things I put together, like the exactas last year in the baseball. So my more profitable position is the Oilers. I didn't really know. I'm sitting on the sides like I don't even know when I'm watching in-game live, and I'll be on with Joe and we'll talk about it. And I think if Edmonton scores first, it's a wrap. I think they can. If they get up 2 goals, it's done. If they get up 1, the way Florida's been playing, they have to change something. They can't come back. They can't even get shots on goal. They're not even going to the net. I think if Edmonton gets down, they can come back. Everything's flipped. It's been a fantastic, intriguing series. Now, I've never seen a total in decades. I've been doing this where the total's 5.5 and it's under -160 in places. -160. I don't know why anybody just go to 5 and let it sit 5 flat. So under screams under until you get 2 empty net goals at the end. These elimination games are usually an overplay. I mean, that hurt on Saturday, Friday. That was one of those ones that you had it handicapped perfectly and you lose late. So I like under. I've liked under. I liked under in game 6. It didn't work. So a little bit hesitant. The Conn Smythe thing, is done. I mean, we had an unbelievable segment over the weekend, put it out there. You told everybody that Connor McDavid was going to win it and couldn't believe the odds before the series started. Now look at this. This is your all-time best CLV award right here. You got it. It's done.
Yeah, but I didn't. Again, I said, listen, Dave's being very kind. I didn't bet it. I'd give him the award. I still don't fully trust they're going to give him the award. That's where
you
where I'm
don't
at
fully trust it right now, today, before Game 7? Are you serious?
100%. If Bobrovsky gets his, because I'm not even going to use Barkov. If Bobrovsky gets his second shutout of the series, 32 saves, I think they might give it to him. I really do.
Wow.
I really believe that.
This would be
that's
one
based
of your
on
best
voters, though.
all-timers if you pull this one off.
So
giving this one for
it'll be
it's 100 to 1, Kevin.
Total. Yeah, no, I know. It's moved down. It's got cut in half. Apparently they're far more willing to move that than Skeen's Cy Young. Neither here nor there right now.
Don't even bring that up.
I just say this with the total. We had someone call in the money line today who said they were betting the over 5, like -135. And if I would see it, but I don't know. I would think I'd rather hang that. Everyone who's betting over 5 seems like they're hoping they get a push. Right? That's what it seems like to me.
Yeah.
So if you're the books, wouldn't you rather hang that number, or would you rather hang the 5.5? Are you going to still get under money at flat 5? I guess is the question.
If you come to the counter, I've done this now. I mean, like, try to explain to somebody when they come to bet a total because they're in town from wherever, and you go, "Yeah, you can bet under tonight. You got to give me $1.60 to win $1." They're like, I'm good. Can I just bet under 5 and you find an alt? Yes, you can. So they're going to bet under, but you're more likely to get an over bet at 5, and they're going to lay 130. At 5.5, everybody thinks the book's trying to trick them, and they think there's only going to be unders, and the goalies are going to play great, and everybody's going to be cautious. So now you make a decision for yourself, which if you want that, that's how you book the game. That's fine. I'm with you. I'll put up 5. If we push, that's fine. But they're laying 130 on the over, and now our position is under. Every book in the world telling you -160. Well, we need the over. It's the last game of the year. I feel like I'd rather need the under than the over, but that's just me.
I guess the only but this is where they, I guess, get out, right? Hey, we need over, right? Well, it went under. All right, well, everyone paid -150 for it anyway. It's fine.
Right.
And that's
it.
It gets offset enough. I mentioned Skeens.
Please. Yes, sir.
It's down to 75. I am guessing. This is my guess. They are moving it on FanDuel cautiously in case someone other than me bets it. But they have not really taken action on it. Because they move his Cy Young number, or Rookie of the Year number constantly. He's -175 now to win the Rookie of the Year.
Yes,
right?
he is.
Imanaga's plus 550. Imanaga's 45 to 1 to win Cy Young. He's 75 let's put it a different way, Dave. Who has a better chance to win NL Cy Young, Imanaga or Skeens?
I'm with you. I mean, I know it's nighttime in Pittsburgh behind me, and everybody knows I'm a Pirate fan. But if you don't answer Paul Skeens to that question, you're not paying attention.
You're lying.
You're just not.
You're lying. You're lying.
That's it. That's just Paul Skeens.
That's it. That's kind of it. I mean, you want to again. I know people are going to say, "Oh, but Imanaga has the full season size." All right, so then what are they doing in the Rookie of the Year market? What's going on?
But this is moving so fluently. You get one day every week, right? It's one game every week, every 5 days. And they are pitching close to each other. Every time Imanaga doesn't pitch well, and his last start was worse than not well, it has to move. And then Skeens goes and throws 7, 1 earned, a solo shot, throws 102 on the way out, walking to the dugout, tips his hat, and says, "Here we go. I'm going on a boat with Livy later. What do I got to do? Keep the mustache clean, and we'll just keep showing up every 5 days." That number's coming down. He was 20 to 1. He was 20 to 1 a month ago to win the Rookie of the Year.
Well, you know what we need? We need passing. We need passing. He needs to stop talking about the Rookie of the Year and start asking, can this kid win Cy Young? That'll help.
We'll get him on the show.
We need a tweet.
We'll get him on the show. I'll call Jeff. See if he can come on.
The most Dave thing I've ever heard. We'll be right back on Game Time Decisions.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
Rory Mack, it is going to be remembered. It will be a lasting image from the 2024 United States Open, just like Bryson DeChambeau's 55-yard bunker shot.
We love big-time winners. Like, you win a championship, we want to hear from you. You get the stage. Sometimes it's emotional. It's a great watch. We know we also love the losers who said, you know what, I just can't believe I folded down the stretch. Let me face the music here. You sort of get a new light there.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
All right, it's Game Time Decisions. Dave, Sharapan, Consig is here. Going to be a great in-game live tonight, followed by an excellent sports rage as Stanley Cup final. What more could you want? Ranieri's got the local feel. Dave knows what's going on out west. Late night guys got it handled up north. So they're going to have you settled there. But Dave, it's very funny, but I do get very excited to let Consig know if I've made a decision in the futures market. And I don't know if you saw it, Dave, because it did get tweeted out in the Major League Baseball futures market. I bet an MVP. I bet an MVP.
It's not a
If
Yankee.
you look at the American League, Aaron Judge at one book is priced at minus 140. And that is one of the best pieces of evidence that I can use. Shohei Ohtani at minus 105 has unbelievable value. Ohtani is going to win NL MVP. I will listen to anyone tell me that they don't feel like locking up money on a minus 105 baseball future that may not be paid till November. That, though, is the only argument against the Ohtani number. He is winning NL MVP. His gap compared to the field is bigger than Judge's compared to the field, and Ohtani's having almost as good a season. He's trending up. He has a more realistic chance to win a Triple Crown than Aaron Judge, league-wide, based on the batting average. And I hate this part, Peralta was messing around about this before, but it's fair enough. Ohtani, you trust more to stay healthy. So if Aaron Judge is minus 140, Ohtani cannot be minus 105. I bet Shohei to win NL MVP.
Especially because he's only hitting. I think this is the year you really can, with insurance or some sort of comfort, knowing that he's not pitching and we don't have to worry about him getting hurt. You don't have many close competitors behind him in the National League. It's Harper and then everybody else. So it's a really good argument. It's a really good position. And with Mookie being out, I don't think there's a rush to get him back. He's already off the list. I mean, there's no one who's he splitting the award with. I think it's a good play. You just got to overcome do we give it to a DH? If he gets the Triple Crown or he's 2 out of the 3 league leaders, I don't even think it's a question.
There you go. And by the way, I know I do this all the time, but I bring up wins above replacement. Someone once got mad at me the year Judge won MVP over Ohtani. They're like, you're using WAR, that doesn't capture Ohtani. Respectfully, you have no idea what you're talking about. The WAR is a literal cheat code for what Ohtani does. It's a literal cheat code. Ohtani, who's now eliminated half of the whole thing, and being a DH, should have no chance to lead the National League in WAR. That's exactly what he's doing. He's got double the WAR of Harper. So, there it is. Dave Showerpan, In-Game Live. What's up next? Oh, Dave, I'm on Bobrovsky, by the way.
What is he good for? Remember that song? That's a great song. That's WAR.
Little Rush Hour. I think you and I could do a Rush Hour remake.
Bang! Enjoy the hockey.
All right.
Kevin. Lots of juice.
All right.
Stay alert
no juice.
on the Twitter.
That's a setup. That's a setup. There's no juice. There's no juice. Enjoy it, but Dave thinks there's no juice. Now he's got me thinking about a steak. I don't know what's for dinner tonight. I got to figure that out. We're done here in a minute and a half. What do we got to do for the people? We got to get you a best bet. Bobrovsky over 24.5 saves on DraftKings. Okay? Get overtime in your back pocket. All right? Don't leave without it. Jerks and Profar, MLB play of the day. Plus 195 for that RBI. We love that. We're on the Braves money line right now. We're on the Orioles money line right now. Both are tied. One's 2-2, another's 0-0. We're on a Dodgers money line. This Crochet, I got to tell you, I can't believe it. You know, I was told the White Sox are favored on the first 5 money line. I'm rooting against it in a major way. This, in hindsight, should be my play today. I don't care that it is. It is not. I am rooting this as hard as Profar. This is a statement game here for the Dodgers. The number's still dropping. Under in the Royals Marlins game, at the 9.5. Maybe Cole Reagans can step up in a way that we know Seth Lugo would. It would be nice to see at least. 4-5 record for Cole Reagans on this Royals team. Hate to see it. It is what it is, though. It's kind of expected at this point. Do not forget, Brazil, Copa America debut. Should have juice. They're going to win that tournament. I'm excited for it. I'll see you tomorrow. It is Bronny Week. In-Game Live next.